Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night to you wherever you may be watching me from. Yeah, Instagram is always behind. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night to you wherever you may be watching me from tonight. I am super excited to have you on this journey with me. We made it to day 30 of my 30 days challenge. And no, I'm looking at another time zone, don't worry. So we're at day 29. Yes, I'm still in day 29. Yep. But I cannot wait to hit day 30. And May is 31 days. So definitely, I'm excited to add an extra day to this challenge. All right. So I'm excited to be on here tonight. And I am excited to have you join me, whether you're watching from Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. I want to welcome you to tonight's episode of Chat with Themmy. I am grateful that you've been on this journey with me for the past 29 days, and I'm excited to have you here. I'm grateful for your support. I'm grateful to you being here tonight. We're going to talk about something very interesting that we should all do because it's very essential to do that. Audit your cycle. Okay? Audit your cycle. How often do you audit your cycle? The people in your life, the same way you audit your finances to say, okay, where's my money going? How do I save some money? How do I close certain leakages so I do not find myself, spending money on unnecessary things? Do you audit your cycle? How do you audit your cycle? How often do you audit your cycle? That's what I'm going to be talking about tonight. I hope I will, bring new perspective and new, view to you to help you empower yourself on how you take your journey going forward. So tonight, I know a lot of us were very much concerned about the people in our lives. You know, no man is an island, as it's always stated that no man is an island. Of course, I agree with that analogy or that quote that says no man is an island. But the thing is, in as much as no man is an island, who are the people that you qualify to sit in the inner cycle of your life, in the middle cycle of your life, and in the outer cycle of your life? Who are the people that qualify to have direct access to you and the frequency of access they have to you? How do you manage that? All right. So, this is the interesting topic I want us to be talking about tonight because sometimes we could take people we have access to for granted, or people who have too much access to us could take us for granted. Okay. So, this is what I'm going to be looking at tonight. I hope it's going to add some value to you as you're spending time with me tonight, which of course I do appreciate, and I always try to tell you that. Um, let's look at it this way. Auditing your cycle is the same as evaluating the people you associate yourself with and deciding who gets access to you. All right. So, of all the people you encounter, of all the people you meet, who do you say hello, hi to? Who do you bring in as your confidant? Who do you give your private number to? That number you don't want anyone else to have. Who has that number? Who's like your emergency contacts? That kind of stuff. So how do you audit people in your life? It's very crucial. It's very crucial for us to audit our cycle because the people we choose to have around us, they can have significant influence on our mindset, on our behavior, and on the overall trajectory of our lives. All right. So, auditing our cycle is very essential. The same way we make conscious decisions on who we want to date, who we want to marry, who we want to work with, who we want to collaborate with, who we want to, who we want to consider as friends or as colleagues or as associates or as just people we may know, right? It's very that process of auditing the people that we have close to us is very important. So, uh, um, I'm going to do a little breakdown of that on how you can audit your cycle. And this could also help you to say, okay, going forward, I'm going to look at certain things before I consider someone a friend, or I won't just casually call anyone my friend. Because for me, friendship requires investment. And until someone has, put in the work, uh, um, I don't just want to call anyone my friend these days. All right. So let's break it down, take a look at it. First and foremost, you want to be able to identify what your goals and your values are. This person you want to involve yourself with or you want to get involved with. You want to clearly define what your personal goals are or what your professional goals are to see who fits where. Okay? You want to tell me what your core values and your principles that guide your life. What are the principles and values that have your life? The fact that this person is in your school, this person is, your workmate and they're super smart. Do they qualify to be your friend? What are their goals? What are their values? What are the principles they stand by? All right. Are they a cheat? Are they a liar? Are they a woman hater? Are they a backbiter? Do they have integrity? Before you consider someone's your friend, who's your friend, whether or not they're smart, whether or not they're intelligent, not because you're smart, you're going to be my friend. Sometimes is some relationships just good for the workplace, some relationship is just good for church, some relationship is just good for your religious center, some relationship is good for not even everybody in your family that's your friend in the first place. So the fact that you're related by blood doesn't mean you can consider that person your friend. Maybe their values are different, maybe certain things mean so much to them, meanwhile your standards are way different. So auditing your circle is very important. Okay, so you want to identify your goals and your values because that's what you're going to be using as a yardstick to say, okay, me and this person, we align on a much more deeper level than just work. Or they have the same belief system as me, or they have the same principle as me. They stand for something that I would consider right or good, and uh, um, you know, they have the same perception about certain topic as me. Some people say they're against rape, they're against domestic violence until they see maybe a topic of that strike up, and then you hear them making really careless and reckless statements like, well, if the woman didn't talk too much, the guy wouldn't have beaten her. Like, okay, you've been saying you are against domestic violence, and who told you when a woman talk it gives the guy right to beat her? A woman beater is a woman beater. And I've always said this and I'll say it tonight. The fact that somebody is a commercial sex worker doesn't mean they deserve to be raped. That's their profession. They choose their life. Rape is wrong, rape is wrong. It doesn't matter who is done against or who the perpetrator is. The act is wrong, the act is wrong. If you want to stand for something, stand for something. So you want to take a look. Like some people, I'll look at some people. Sometimes I have really high regard for someone, but then when you see them, talking about some social issue, be like, really, all this stuff is in your head, and the fact that you're smart. I mean, sometimes we don't align on certain things, so you don't bring certain people home to you, whether physically home or emotionally home or personally home, like into your personal space. Okay, so another thing you want to look at, you want to be able to assess your alignment. You want to evaluate if the people in your cycle align with your goals and your values. You want to consider if they inspire, support you, or if they hold you back or contribute to negativity. We all would say, I don't like any negative space. But even you yourself, are you a negative person? Are you someone who's always dwelling in a pity party? Right? Are you someone who brings this aura of positivity to the room? You want to be able to create some checks and balances. It's not a one-way street, it's a two-way street. You want to audit yourself to be able to audit your cycle. Okay, so another thing you want to do is you want to consider, okay, did this person inspire me, did they support me? All of us were different because there's beauty in diversity, but the thing is, whether or not the person had the same perception as you want to make sure the people in your space are not pulling you back. Then it's not a right cycle for you. Then it's not a right space for you. All right. You want to be around people where the environment is healthy. The environment will push you to be the best version of yourself. The environment you'll find yourself in is going to help you to thrive for more. Not when you take a step forward and the people in your corner is trying to help you to take two steps backwards. Like every time you try to make a change, you find a put, for instance, you're trying to, get rid of an addiction of smoking or an addiction of drinking or an addiction of, a womanizing and stuff like that, right? And then You're hanging out with people or friends who, encourage stuff like that, or friends who will mock you for being chaste. You cannot say you wanna, honor your body and live a chaste life, and then you're hanging out with friends who do not support or encourage chastity. All right. And they're going to mock you because you say, okay, I'm going to keep myself. Or they're going to mock you to say, oh, wow. So only you among all of us, you don't take in alcohol. Nobody should make you feel bad because you don't take alcohol. You know your reasons why you don't take alcohol. You know your reasons why you do not smoke. You know your reasons why you want to dress modest. You don't want to hang out with people who will make you feel bad for upholding your standards or your principles. All right. So you want to be able to audit your cycle. Like, okay, are this person that's coming close to me, do they mean well? Do they appreciate the things I appreciate? Right? Imagine you admire marriage, you admire love, you admire genuine love, and somebody, maybe your best friend, is like, well, all men has come. Like, I don't believe that thing called love. My dad left my mom a couple of years ago, and you see all these men, they just be acting like they love you and stuff like that, but before you know, they're dumping you for your best friend and stuff like that. You don't want to have that negative energy around you. You want to be able to keep people in your space who appreciate the things that you appreciate, that who know that, okay, there's kind people in this world, who knows that, okay, there's real love in this world, irrespective of how bad things get. Another thing is, you want to be able to analyze people's contributions to your life. Like I said, it's a two-way street. You want to reflect on the contribution each person makes in your life. Of all the people in your cycle, who makes the most positive contribution? Maybe when you're trying to make a change, who encourages you to be empowered to make an informed decision versus who just push their thoughts on you and say, well, girl, if it was me, I won't take that nonsense. Like, no man can treat me like this. No, like, slow down. Because some people, they'll be telling you to do A and they're doing B. And if they'll be telling you, I don't take this, but they'll be taking more than that. All right. So, what you want to do is, you want to be able to ask yourself, okay, of all the people in my inner cycle, you want to audit your life, like do it 30 days. You know, you can do that really nicely. You don't have to fight. You don't have to, cause confusion. Just gradually shift the atmosphere, or shift the positions of people in your life. If someone who's your best friend, you guys no longer align, or you guys no longer, you know, uphold the same values and stuff like that. Some people believe in dressing kids like in an indecent manner. If you do not stand for that, that person is not by force to be your friend. Because at the end of the day, they'll try to like sexualize your child. Meanwhile, you don't stand for that. So why would you encourage somebody like that to be around you or your children or your future children for that matter? Okay, so you want to be able to put something. Sometimes you don't even wait for like 9 days check in, or 60 days, or 120 days check in. Analyze people's contribution based on scenarios that happen, that you experience. Okay, this my male friend is here and someone is abusing a lady, irrespective of what that lady does, right? You want to be able to showcase your character of being non-violent. All right. What would you do as a guy, as a female? You're passing by and you see this guy being really brutal to a lady. I don't want to know the genesis of the problem. I would rather call police or someone who can sort that issue out, and then they go on to settle things amicably, rather than stand there and watch this person brutalize a woman. It doesn't speak to you as, oh, because women, oh, this is women, they're so muffy, and they're like, no, 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 no. A violent situation is like you standing for them to murder somebody. Like, I don't care what crime they commit, it's not just right. All right. So based on certain scenarios, you should know that, okay, now this person have really overstayed their welcome in my inner space. They need to shift a little bit. So gradually, you get that person into a new position that they're meant to be or they're supposed to be, because you know what you're trying to do with your space. You want to be able to clean your space and be very intentional in cleaning your space. All right. The next thing you want to do is you want to be able to assess whether they bring positivity, whether they're encouraging, whether they're contributing to your growth, or if they bring you so much stress. If they bring drama and negativity, if they make you anxious, like literally. I am in a space where I am doing that. If a relationship with whoever is causing you stress, like I said, me, I value crying a lot because I I am gonna cry. If something is gonna stress me out, I am gonna cry. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna make a decision. All right. So if something stresses me out, if someone stresses me out, if someone's just too much of hard work for me to do, like, okay, I'm putting in the work. Some people like one-sided relationship where someone else is giving, 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 and they're just literally sucking the life out of you. Like, bro, give me space. Sis, give me space. It's not worth it. Maybe you have this person you're working with, and it's just a one-sided thing, and you're like, you know what? uh, I don't think we can work together no more, or, I need us to reevaluate this relationship or this partnership or this collaboration. And, let's see how we can adjust things to move things in the right direction. If it's not working, it's not working. You bid yourselves goodbye. Okay? Another thing you want to look at is you want to examine reciprocity. The amount of energy you're putting into that relationship, into that friendship, is it being reciprocated? You want to consider a balance of a give and take relationship. You don't want to have someone in your space who drains the life out of you. No man is an island, do not get me wrong. But the thing is, life is all about giving and taking. The Bible says it's blessed to give than to receive. But if it wasn't blessed to receive, the Bible wouldn't have said it's blessed to give than to receive. But it's a two-way street. I'm giving you attention. I'm checking in with you. I'm making sure that you're okay from a genuine standpoint. Do you care about me as much as I care about you? Do you care about what we're working on as much as I care about that? you know so you want to make sure you're in a relationship that is being reciprocated. The same energy, the same amount of energy you're giving is the same amount of energy you're getting back. You want to ensure that there's a mutual support, and there's mutual relationship. It's a mutually beneficial relationship, and it's not one-sided, because one-sided relationships is very draining. And before you know, 1 year has gone by, 2 years has gone by, and there's this just this one person that's sucking the life out of you. And you want to ask yourself, you want to ask yourself, you know, I'm being genuine with this person, but on the other hand, I'm not as I'm not as important. It doesn't matter whether it's a romantic relationship or as a platonic relationship or as a business relationship, a family relationship. It really doesn't matter. But you want to make sure that, garbage in, garbage out. When you're busy investing in a relationship, you expect some form of returns, right? You expect some form of returns on your investment. You don't want it to be one-sided, because it's going to drain the life out of you. In as much as you want to add value to people's life, if you're not connected to people who are pouring back into you, you're going to be sucked dry. Trust me, you are going to be sucked so dry, and you will not have anything left for you to give out into this world again. So you want to be able to make sure that whoever you're spending time with, whoever you're, investing your energy, your resources, your time, your attention, whoever you're giving that to, there's some form of balance. All right. You want to be able to check to see if this person have a growth mindset. You want to surround yourself with people who have growth mindset and they encourage you to improve, not someone who's stagnated, someone who doesn't want to grow, someone just want to be stuck in that. A lot of times people's relationship shifts simply because people relationship can shift simply because they're not growing together. Even in marriage, if you're not growing with your partner, if you and your partner does not have a growth mindset, maybe one person has a growth mindset, the other person have a fixed mindset, guess what, there's gonna come a time where that relationship is gonna have some frictions. Not because that person have seen someone else, no, but because the person is weary and tired of encouraging you to, come up here. I watch a video on Instagram. There's this pastor that was demonstrating. I don't know whether it was a conference or it was a church, but there was this man that was demonstrating, uh, uh, you know, building yourself up together in a relationship. Okay, so how he demonstrated that is he called someone from the audience and said, "Hold my hand." So as in an example of a man and a wife, okay. And then this man held his hand, and then they were walking together, and he was like, "Yes, let's keep walking." Then when they got to the staircase, he was like, "Take one side, and I'll take the other side." So the other guy was still walking on the level ground, and this pastor or the speaker was walking up the stairways. So you realize that from this scenario that I just painted to you, the higher this man go up the stairs and this person is on the level ground, the more strained their connection and their hands is. So if they were holding hands this way, you know what's gonna happen? As this person is going up the stairs, like there's strain on the hand. So it's only a matter of time that connection is gonna break off because this person is not grown. This person mindset about money is not changing. The person mindset about investment is not changing. This person just want to party. They don't want to save for tomorrow. They'll be like, well, I can take no thought of tomorrow because tomorrow will take care of itself. But same Bible said, look at this. You slug it, go to the ants and see what the ants does in terms of investment, in terms of sowing now, reaping later, reaping in due season. Go to the ants and go and learn. Put it in the work at a certain period of time so you can enjoy later. All right. So when he demonstrated that, that was a very powerful demonstration. And I'm like, it's so true. And then before you know, someone will say, oh, well, my partner's not treating me right because they are looking at someone else, or, but you want to check in with yourself. Am I growing? How did I get into this relationship? Am I the same way I was 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 6 months ago? What value am I adding to myself? How am I improving in this particular relationship? You want to be able to audit yourself as much as you're auditing your cycle. Okay, trust me. If you do not audit yourself, your cycle is gonna audit you. And if you do not audit yourself, you won't be able to audit your cycle. Okay, so another thing you want to do is you want to be able to see, you want to avoid those people who are so bent on having self-pity party. You want to be able to avoid those people who are stagnant. The fact that you started with someone doesn't mean you will go the same way. These are some of the things. If the person doesn't have a growth mindset, they have a fixed mindset. Maybe you're trying to take some, make some investment, start a new business, start a new course, take on new project, and then this person's like, well, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do this because this is gonna happen. What if this happened? Like, life is a risk. Successful people are risk takers. If you do not take risks, how are you going to attempt? How are you going to be successful? All right. So you want to be able to take risks, but you want to be able to take calculated risks. You don't want to, share your vision or your idea with someone who has a very limited mindset, who cannot even explore to tap into their highest potential or see how beautiful life can get from the attempts they're going to make. No, you want to be able to avoid those stagnant people, partners, business partners, whatever. You want to be able to avoid them. Say life took a whole new turn for you, and then you're trying to take baby steps to get back on track towards your goals, and then someone's telling you, well, everything has fallen behind. You should just focus on doing something, this barest minimum, and just settle for less. Or just manage this, and life is hard and you don't have to do that. Or maybe you had a kid in school, and they're like, well, you girl, you got kids, like, your friends are graduating, your friends are moving forward, like, what's gonna happen for you? You want to be around someone to say, irrespective of you had kids, your journey and those people's journey is not the same thing. This may be your blessing in disguise. You want to be able to you want to be able to be around people that encourage you to get back on your path, to keep pushing for the highest. All right. You don't want to be around people to say, all times are hard now, so just give up on your dream. You want to be around people that will tell you, irrespective of how things are, you can still go against the odds and become successful. And that's, the hotter the battle, the sweeter the victory, as they would say. So you want to be able to audit your cycle, the people you're spending in time with, the people you're investing in, the people you're showing, you're going all out for. Are they going to go all out for you? You know, the people you try to, you're concerned about their well-being. Are they also going to reciprocate that energy, that love, that care that you're giving them? Okay, so you want to be able to tell yourself, okay, who deserves to sit with me? Who deserve to stand by me? Who deserve to stand afar? Okay, you want to be able to audit your cycle and be able to place people where they belong. All right. Trust and respect are supposed to be the fundamental stage or the foundational bricks for every strong relationship. You hold someone in so much high esteem, but this person is very disrespectful towards you. That's not a relationship. That's not a relationship worth having. You're shown it should be reciprocal, okay? So you respect, you trust, like it should be reciprocal. You cannot hold someone so dear that takes every single opportunity, every slight opportunity to talk down on you, to make you feel less of a person, to make you feel the weakest, capitalize on every opportunity of your flaw to push you down. You don't want to do that to yourself. All right. Trust and respect supposed to be the foundation on which you build a strong relationship. You want to ensure that people in your your cycle respect you and they can be trusted. You don't want to keep you don't want to have to keep looking over your shoulder every now and then. You coming up with something that's supposed to be private, before you know it's already somewhere else on the waves, and you cannot pinpoint who took it that far. You made a mistake and you came clean, you confided in a friend. Before you know, it's on top of the mountain and people know, oh, this person made a mistake. Or do you know this is how they are? Do you know they did XYZ and stuff like that? No, you want to make sure that the people in your inner cycle can be trusted. You also want to make sure that they respect you, they respect what you stand for. Okay. How do you qualify people who you give access into your life? You want to be able to have shared values. Like I said, irrespective of how intelligent someone is, doesn't qualify them to be in your space. Do you have the same value? Do you have the same life principles that guide you? Whoever that's in your circle, do they have the same life principles that guide you? You cannot be someone who 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 does not believe in cheating, and then your best friend or the person's closest to you is the best cheat there is. No, you do not want that. Okay? You do not want that. So the people you're gonna give access to you, the people you're going to be investing your time in, you want to make sure that they support you and then they have similar values as you. You want to make sure the people in your inner circle have positive influence. Look for individuals who have positive impact on your life. It doesn't matter their age, it doesn't matter their background, it doesn't matter their socializing. Like they should have positive impact on your life. You want to look for people who inspire, who motivate, and who challenge you to grow. All right? You need people in your inner circle who are reliable and who have integrity. All right? You don't want someone who doesn't have integrity to be in your life. You want people who are dependable and they can act with integrity. You want people who are trustworthy. You don't just want anyone to be in your space. Oh, this person's my cousin. Oh, this person's my friend. Oh, this person, I was in kindergarten together. We've come along. We've been friends for over 30 years. Do they have the same values as you? Are they reliable? Are they someone of integrity? You want to make sure that there's mutual respect in that relationship. You want to make sure the person respects your opinion and your boundaries as much as you respect their opinion, their boundaries, and your time as well. You want to have open communication. Okay, I am wrapping up. You want to be able to, you don't want to be connected with someone who doesn't understand what communication is. Maybe instead of, talking to you about issues, they're like internalizing everything and then they start to communicate to you with their attitudes. No. You want someone who can communicate openly and honestly. You want to build a healthy relationship, someone that have healthy communication that can foster, transparency and strong relationship. You can be transparent with someone and the person is all, you know, uptight and they're not reciprocating. You want to be with someone who is very supportive and encouraging, not someone who's trying to bring you down in every way possible, not someone who's trying to, you know, do everything they can to make you feel bad, do everything they can to make you feel, well, you're jobless. That's why you're always just checking in on me. No, you're not jobless. You're just caring. And if there's certain boundaries, you set your boundaries too. You should have boundaries. They should respect. They should have boundaries. You should respect. It's a two-way street. You want to frequently audit your cycle. You want to do regular check-ins to see, okay, um, is this relationship still meaningful? Does it still align with my goals? Does it still align with what I define as a genuine friendship? If not, check and balance. Push things here and there. So as things come up, as you experience different, I said it earlier, as you experience different scenarios of life, you want to be able to check in to see if some people are still relevant. Like I said, the fact that you started together doesn't mean you're going to get to somewhere together. Like at some point, they need to go. Whenever necessary, you need to be ready to audit your cycle. To, if you see anything creeping into your life that is negative, boop, off you go. I don't care if it's your best friend. If that person is forming on having a new form habit of being negative or being, being so always dwelling on pity and negative things that dulls your spirits or stuff, get them off. It doesn't matter if they're your best friend or they used to be your best friend. Just get them off, kick them off. All right. So whenever you see there's a need to audit the people in your cycle, do that. Maybe you're going through a particular life challenge and then that person is being more of a burden than a blessing, kick them off. If that person is not good for your mental health, kick them off. If that person is not good for your emotional health, kick them off. My headmaster once told us this in high school. Friendship is by choice, it's not by force. So if somebody's not adding value to your life, oh, I have a question from Instagram. What steps have you taken to release people from your life? It starts by what I usually would do is if I used to communicate with you more, I will reduce the way I communicate with you. Or before when I wasn't this matured, I would go right off and block you. Okay, but I like sometimes I try to retract my steps and then try the natural way of letting people go because I had to come to this space where I had to learn that letting people go or parting with people on life's journey is a natural phenomenon in life. So I had to come to that place where I had to naturally let them go. So it comes by, you know, me convincing my mind that this person is not good for me, or this energy that this person bring is not, yes, true, maturity is a factor because sometimes we handle things a little differently. So before I would just block you off and be annoyed and give you attitude. But then it came to a point where I had to convince myself to say, okay, you know, parting ways with people is something that's supposed to be natural. So I would gradually let you go until my mind, I don't know, maybe it's just my system that works that way, but someone I know and have had relationship with, they could go back to being stranger in my mind. All right. So it gets to the place where I don't have memories of you no more. It's a deliberate effort to do that. For some people, if I really hold you dear to me, I'm sometimes struggling whether to get you into that space where it's just alt delete. Okay. So for some people, sometimes I do struggle in between there. But then what I try to do is, if the person is really dear to me, I try to find a balance to say, okay, I'm not going to talk to this person for a while and see how it goes. Okay. But for some people, it's just so quick and easy, especially if that person is really, really stressful, or if that person is really affecting my mental health. Like, boop. And sometimes I will deliberately pray people out of my system. I will pray people out of my cycle. Because sometimes it's like, you find yourself like, okay, this person is so dear to me. Why is my best friend this way? Or why is this way? We used to be so, that kind of thing. So I have prayed someone out of my system before. And it was brand new after that process. All right. It was hard, but then I had to emotionally, detach from the person before before physically cutting contact with the person. And once I emotionally detach from you, it's so very easy to get you back to stranger. So sometimes that's the process I go through. And thanks for this question because you made me bring it home to myself. The question, if you're on Facebook or LinkedIn and you did not get the question was, what steps have I taken to release people from my cycle? So sometimes I pray them away. Sometimes I just let them go gradually. Good morning, Lofa Peking. Welcome. Thanks for joining. And I'm wrapping up really shortly. So, whether you're watching from LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram, I want to say thanks for joining me. Thanks for spending your quality time with me. Releasing people from your cycle, auditing your cycle requires maturity because don't wait for things to get negative before you push people out of your life. Regularly audit your cycle, know who's supposed to be where, so that way you're growing or you're getting somewhere. All right. So it's a natural thing for people to fall out of your life. It's a natural thing for people priorities to change. It's a natural thing for people to decide who they want to be in their space. And if you're not supposed to be in their space and they're trying to get rid of you, you gracefully just have to take that on. Sometimes it's hard, especially if you have this person as a priority or this person means so much to you and stuff like that. Sometimes it's really hard, okay? It's not an easy thing to do, but then for the sake of your self-respect and stuff, you need to be able to get to that place where you say, okay, gracefully, letting go, or breaking off in relationship, or letting people go naturally. Not everybody's supposed to be with you in a particular space or a particular journey, so you need to just naturally allow relationships to fall apart or to fall out. Okay, so I want to say thank you for joining me. I hope I added some value to your evening, to your morning, to your afternoon, and to your day or your night. I remain Thelma Titi Ahamba, and I want to say thanks for joining me on tonight's episode of Chats with Themmy, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye bye.